Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Customs. Of course, we're back on our 62 Comet project, and the first thing we want to get accomplished today is get this cowl off of here. And the only way to do it, the right way to do it, is go through there and drill out all the spot welds and then get this thing popped off of there. Let me show you how far I made it on here. Now as you can see, I've got all the spot welds drilled out. But still, there's a little bit holding it. And what I'm doing is just taking a screwdriver and going down in here and trying to pop it up as I wiggle. Trying not to bend it up too bad or hurt this lip right here where the windshield seal goes. Maybe y'all can see some of what I'm trying to do here. Just get in there. Just when I just see it move. That's plenty. Alright, got it. Now that was a pain. Well, didn't destroy it. It didn't mess up the window lip. Now, once we get everything settled back, it'd be a lot easier for us to make as a piece. Go from here to here and get that sealed in. Then, of course, put some insulation in there. Make sure it's waterproof and airtight. Alright, now guys, next thing that I would like to get done to this, sort of undecided in a way. I mean, I'd love to go ahead and drop the body down on there and, you know, attach it. But the more we leave it separated, the easier it is for me to work with and on some things. And one of the things I'm thinking about is the steering column, the way it's being held. Let's go over here to this dash right quick. I want to take a look and see what the brackets look like. Alright guys, well here's our dash out of the Mustang. And what we need is these saddles right here. There's an old steering column up. We need to get all this electrical out of here. Add our ductwork, our gauges and whatnot. Get all that out of the way. Alright guys, got the dash stripped off of this thing. And of course took out that airbag system out of that part. So what I want to do is see if this whole assembly will fit in there and the body will still go down and this dash doesn't hit on any of this. If that works out, that'll be outstanding. But let's throw this off in here. I got a couple of bolts to hold it in and just see if that idea is going to work. We know it's going to hit. We can see that, but I think a lot of it may work out better than what we're thinking. Got to watch we don't pinch a bunch of wires. Alright, we'll see first things first. This has to go. One more screw there. Alright. After taking a more careful look at this, this is not going to work in here. For one, we got the bottom of the dash that's going to hit, and more importantly, you see the windshield wiper motor right here? It is in direct line with all of this, as you can see. So what we're going to have to do is pull all this back out, and we're basically going to be able to use, let's say from here over to probably right here. That's still going to be a tight fit. We've got to get our steering column in there, and I want to use them mounts for it and try to use some of this so that we have the holder for the fuse box and stuff built in. But all that center stuff and all the stuff to the right, gotta go. Alright guys, as y'all can see, I cut the crap out of this thing. This is all we have left. But basically it's all we need. We still got the bottom here where our fuse box and some of our electronics are bolted into, so no problem there. If this works out, it clears the windshield wiper motor here, where we can bolt this up, then we can always take and put a brace from here down to there, no stress. Right now we're going to lift up the frame into the body and just see if all of that right there is going to fit. Well, I think the windshield wiper motor is going to fit, yeah, but the rest of it's not. Won't be too bad. Ain't bad, guys. We'll raise it back up, take it out. I'll take a little notch out of that and just come back here a little bit more and trim that piece. I think everything's going to fit. Let me see again. Yeah, them few pieces and we'll have it. Alright guys, we've got enough cut now where everything's going to fit. I had to really do some trimming on this. This right here was rusty anyway, so I just went ahead and cut this out because we're going to have to cut more out in order to get our instrument cluster and all in. But we've got this big chunk here of plastic that's going to be sitting up somewhere close to that. And I just wanted plenty of room. But here's the deal we got now. Since I've cut that, there was a big brace there and there was a brace that went up there. And all this moving around on this body, this thing's starting to flex some. I didn't have enough metal to run an X on it and really brace it very well. But like I say, so many times up and down, wiggle, jiggle, and pulling and whatnot is going to take a toll on this old body. So, what we need to do now is get this thing actually set down on the frame and get it strapped, get some clamps, however we got to hold it, and then get our doors and our hood on, our trunk, get everything squared back up, and get this thing welded to the frame so we don't have no more warpage issues. We got the body set down, we got the trunk, and we got the doors on. That door's just held on with a strap up. Hands didn't want to get the bolts. That's fine. And you can see the general idea of what I'm doing. Make sure the doors still fit where they're supposed to, and the trunk still fits where it's supposed to. I've actually got a screwdriver over there holding that quarter panel out just a little bit. I knew this thing had to warp some with all this cutting and this moving around. It just had to. But the doors are shut. We got straps holding everything together. They're tight. And I got a strap on the trunk too, holding it shut and holding all of that square. Now what we need to do is get this up to height and get some measurement, because we're going to make sure the body's sitting square and not, crooked on it. Well, let's raise it up and do that. All right, got her all measured out. I had to use a strap here to hold it down. But I've got clamps in there, and on the other side I've got 2 clamps. And of course I measured the back, and to tell y'all what I did quickly, I took a measurement from here to here on both sides. I looked down through this line on the inside and see where I was. Got them the same. Then I come back here and I went from this point here to the fender. Got them the same. Then the same thing from the rear to the rear. And got that all the same. That way everything's square. I run some diagonal measurements, and this thing's sitting where it's supposed to sit. So now I get to let it down, and I'm going to take the doors off. That way I can get inside of there and do some grinding and get to some welding. That's why the clamps and the straps on it on each side. So that'll hold it still. I don't believe it's going to go nowhere now. It should be pretty tight. Well, let me get them snatched off of there and do some grinding, and then we'll go to welding. All right, well, I got her welded in through here. So I got 3 welds there, there, you can see there and there. That will hold that for the moment. Of course, I mean, this is getting a lot of metal added in. You know, we'll be filling all of these inside and outside, getting them welded as well as a whole piece across that front. So it's going to hold very well. We still have some welding to do up in these areas. But my main concern is getting this where I can move this thing around, not worry about it warping. So that's going to hold the front just fine. Now for the rear, I mean, we do have these that we got to weld in, but I'm not confident they're really going to hold it as steady as I'd like. My concern here is the actual very end of the car. I've done had to put some boards under it and in it and get it spaced up to where the measurements turn out perfect, where it's square. So what I think we need to do is basically come from here with a piece of sheet metal coming all the way across and going up the side of this lip right here and get all that welded in. Then have us maybe some square tubing running down through here for support, because that's basically where we want to get it held, is by the very end of the car. Well, let me grab some metal and let's see what we can figure out. We've got some good sheet metal here, and this is 4 foot across, which would be perfect for back there. And we'll go ahead and cut this 13.5. which is a little more than what we need, but we can always trim. Pretty hefty looking metal. Let's see how our shear likes it. Fantastic. All right, let's take this over here and go and just set it in and see where we're at with it. All right, what we need to do here now, done that over there, but that's okay, we can do it right here. Let's get our center. Nothing like measuring, to be sure, guys. And yes, I'm sure some of y'all are complaining right now that I should be wearing gloves, but I just don't feel like wearing no gloves right now. Trying to get my center lined up. All right, what we got to do is notch out this piece right here. The best way to do it is get that sitting there center, and we can just take our marker, just like so. And we need to see how far in we need to go with these cuts right here. So what we'll do, we know this is going to be sitting in there all the way. Sitting there a little further than that. Let's just go ahead and say 3 inches worth. We can always fill in a little bit, but this way we've got plenty of room to work around and whatnot. So I'm gonna take this back over, measure 3 inches, and go ahead and get them cut out. All right, let's see if it comes anywhere close to fitting in here. Not too shabby. Let's get down in here and really look a little bit more. We're going to trim off some of this inner and cut these back just a shade more. Alright, they fit in there just like we wanted to. But hopefully from y'all's camera angle you can see this thing's going uphill. So what we're going to have to do is step this down. And I'm just putting marks right where the end of the Mustang bumper piece would be. Then what I want to do is get that to come out and step down to go in there so it's all flat and level. Let's see what we can do to figure that out. Alright guys, for everything we need to do with this piece, I think the bead roller will work out just fine. You see I got my line here where we'll need to make it drop down. And these lines here, I want to put beads in to strengthen up this bottom half of this metal. Because this top will be sitting on the bumper and then welded to the existing frame piece on there. So, y'all, it's been a while since I've used this thing, so if I make a mistake, don't y'all make fun of me. As you can see, alright, well, let me go on and do the rest of them, then I'll show you what we're going to do right here. Alright, we got them in there. Now due to the depth, I could not get one in the middle, because this thing will only go so far deep. But that's okay. Now, I need to get set up to do this. Step down. So what we do, we got these loose. First of all, you get the right wrench, not the wrong wrench. Let's go ahead and take these off. What we're going to do is use these step down dust. Alright, now what we're going to do is just step this down. And that's just as simple. Get it on our line right here. You notice I raised the lift up so I'd have something to help me. Nothing wrong with a little help. Alright, now let's tighten her down some. Yeah, that's giving it a good step down. Yes, it's boldy a little bit, but that bolt will come out. You see, we have a step down. Even though I want to get more of a step down than what we got there, and I think we can do it. That's a pretty good step down. Alright, I'll tell you what, let's go over to the car right quick and see how it fits. We need more of a step down, but versus sitting here trying to get more out of this one spot. And remember, when we do things like this, we stretch the metal and make it weaker. So, I'm just going to go right up to about right there. And just make a second step down. Alright guys, that fit pretty well. But what I'm doing now is I flip the panel over. And I'm rerunning it. What this doing, it will sharpen up our lines. It will get us more depth. And it'll help straighten out some of the warp that we got by putting them lines in to begin with. I always like to loosen them up when I'm through. Check out the line that we did get. See, very nice, simple step down, step up, however you want to flip it. And we're not all warped to death like we was when we only done it one way. So, we learned something today. I learned that, I just thought I would try it. Alright, now let's head over to the car and get it planted one more time and see what we think of it. Alright, let's see what we got, guys. it up, put it upside down. Wonder why I did that. It's really digging into this panel right here, which is what I wanted for the extra support. Of course, like I say, we're going to get this welded in here. Then I'll find some square tubing, round tubing, doesn't matter. And then run some pieces underneath. I'll show y'all that for some extra stability. But that right there I'm very happy with. And 4 foot turned out great because we still got to build them quarters and then finish the rest of this trunk floor once we get everything set and done. Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and clean all this up and get this in place again and get her welded. Alright, we got that welded in just fine. Actually, it turned out pretty good. I'll let you look at the top here in a few after we finish this. Now what we got to do is come from here up to here with a brace, one on each end and probably one in the center if we got enough material. If not, one on each end would be sufficient. What I got is just a piece of square tubing. And as you can see, it's a pretty thick wall stuff, so this ought to work just fine. And what I'm going to do is just hold it up there and get that angle cut where it jams itself in there. Then angle cut this to where it goes up on this bumper piece right here. Alright guys, this is what I come up with right here. And it just basically fits right up in there. Just like so, and gets welded in. I've got one for the other side. Let me go ahead and weld them, then we'll check it out and we'll drop it down and see what all this looks like. Alright, got them welded in good. And they done what they were supposed to do. They're a little dark up there. But they welded fine and they're going to work out just perfect. Alright guys, I don't know if y'all can tell it or not, but that rear end is level across there and held up very well. We still have to weld these. We'll get to them tomorrow. It's getting late in the day and I'm getting tired. But, get around here. There's our fancy pantsy panel that we just made. All welded in and looking awesome. Well, good deal. Well everyone, I'm happy with the progress that we made so far. Like I say, still got a long ways to go, that's for sure. But I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to wrap this one up and keep your eyes and ears open for the next episode where we just do more and more until we finally get this thing finished, which will be awesome. Well everyone, thanks again for watching. Hope you did enjoy it. If you would, throw me down some comments. If you're able, hit us up on Patreon. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until the next one, I hope that y'all have a fantastic day.